sunny today, but it's so cold and so, I've got my sunglasses on, it's so windy, like it's really windy. I just pulled out of the garage and the whole car was like shaking because it's like, that's how windy it is. It's crazy today. Oh, we was going to do something with the kids today, like go to the park, but I don't think that's going to happen. We'll have to do something else indoors. I don't know what, something though. Anyway, today is grocery haul day. Now today is a different kind of grocery haul because if you watched yesterday's video, I'm currently doing a grocery challenge of only trying to spend $100 this week. There's a whole backstory behind it, so definitely watch that video so you understand what the challenge is, because it's very specific. Like, it's not living on rice and beans all week. Like, it's for a family of 4, breakfast, lunch and dinner, morning tea, afternoon tea. That's what it kind of is trying to cover. And with the inflation and everything, I thought maybe I'll try to do this, include vegetables, like just try to include normal, healthy, and obviously not some healthy things because I've put cake in there and stuff like that. You know, just have a balanced, more of a balanced diet, just usually what we eat kind of stuff, okay? But trying to cut it down a little bit, trying to do it for $100. Now, a lot of what I'm purchasing is from scratch because I'm not going with things that are already in the house and stuff, because the purpose of the challenge is trying to set someone up if they were starting from scratch on what they could do. And then to hopefully move forward into not shopping weekly, but shopping fortnightly. However, with the challenge, obviously I'll be shopping weekly for the next 4 weeks, but I'll be talking about how you can change from weekly to fortnightly to save money and time, but mostly money, you know, doing that. So instead of shopping weekly. So it's a whole setup of things. God, please go and watch that video because it makes more sense as to what's happening. It makes sense how I've actually meal planned, my struggle with the cost of things, because the budget is $100 and right now I'm estimating, I think it's $154 at the moment. Now usually I overestimate on prices, so hopefully it will be under that. Plus some of the things, like some of the meats I've got will stretch over into next week because of what I'm making with them and stuff. So I hopefully it will work out next week, but this is my whole point of actually shopping fortnightly instead of weekly. Like, if you plan like this and plan ahead when you're meal planning, then that's where you're going to save money. So that's that's the challenge today. The challenge today is to get to as close to as $100 as possible, and I know that it's just, I don't know how I'm going to go with this. Like 2 years ago when I did a challenge similar to this, I fed a family, all of us, for 7 days, breakfast, lunch, dinner, morning tea, afternoon tea, and desserts for like $120 or something. Like, it was much cheaper. Like, if I bought all those same things again, I'm sure it would be more like $160, $170 or something. Like, it would have been way higher than what, you know, it was back then because of the price of everything. For example, if you don't know, check the price of milk at the moment. That's gone up too. Just very recently by about 60 cents, I would say, for all of the normal brands. So Aldi's milk, Kohls milk, Woolworths milk, just their branded stuff, that's all gone up. So just simple things like that where, you know, however many you would normally buy, well, that's how much your groceries have to go up, you know, because it's kind of one of those things. It's like bread, which is supposed to be going up again too, apparently. So if that all goes up, like, it's just, they're things that you want and need, the everyday stuff that is just going to increase the budget constantly. So you've got to find ways to try to work around things if you can. So that's my challenge today. I'm going into the shops now. I'm going to go, I've got my list, I'm going to go see how I go. Hopefully I come well under that estimated price that I thought. And then I'll show you guys what I've purchased and tell you the prices I paid and where I got them from. So the other thing is too, I'm not just going to go to a Woolworths. I'm just not going to go to an Aldi. Like, I am shopping around and making sure that I'm getting hopefully the best price possible. That will include me not being lazy and actually going to the fruit and veg shop, the cheap one, and picking up things from there if they've got something as well. So I'm currently pulling into Woolworths because there's a couple of things I need actually at Woolworths that I can't get at the other places. And then I'm going to head to the fruit and veg shop because I'm going to see how the quality and the price of those things first, because if it's not great or not available or something, then obviously I'll get that stuff at Aldi because that's the next cheapest spot, and then I'll go to Kohls after that just for a few little things. So I have planned it, I have worked it out. Definitely watch yesterday's video so you can see how I've planned it, because I talk about it, I show you the printables, everything that I worked with. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I'm going to go in, shop, go get this stuff, and then we'll come back and talk and see how I went. Okay, I'm back and I've got a good variety of things, different things we're going to use over this week. So where am I going to start? I think I'll start with the vegetables, just because I did go to the fruit and veg shop for some of these, so we'll talk about these. I think I got everything I wanted, apart from I wanted the 2 kilo mince from Aldi, and they were completely sold out of it, didn't have it all, just out of stock. So I actually ended up just getting 3 of these instead. So I've got less mince than I wanted, but my plan was that I was going to use 1 kilo for spaghetti bolognese, and some of it was going to go into next week. So that's just probably not going to happen now, or I can make it stretch with making an adjustment in my meal plan, which I'll talk about at the end here after I've shown you everything. And then I also ended up, milk has gone up like I said. I'm trying to think if there's anything else here. Oh, I couldn't get my usual Woolworths pasta sauce either. That's been out of stock. So I think people are just buying up big on that, because it's been out the last couple of times I've been. So I actually got this one, which is really big, and I got that from Aldi for $2.99. So a little bit more expensive by like 90 cents or something. So not that much more expensive, but it is more expensive. So I did get that. But otherwise, I think everything else was in stock by the looks of things. Right, so let's start with the fresh fruit and veggies I got at the veggie shop. Now I will tell you the total of this whole grocery haul at the end of this. So stay tuned to see if I actually stay within the budget. All right, so we got carrots there because this bag of carrots, it's a 1 kilo bag, was $1.49, so that was a lot cheaper even than Aldi, so that was really good. So they're kind of more like, I'll say, the odd bunch. It says premium on there, but it's probably just, see how they're different sizes and stuff. That doesn't matter to me. I'm just going to peel them and use them anyway, so it doesn't matter. A carrot's a carrot to me, so I don't mind buying stuff like this, whether it's at that place or all the odd bunch stuff that's, you know, in the supermarkets like Woolworths and Kohls. They have that kind of like an odd bunch range. I don't mind buying that stuff, because especially when it comes to carrots, because it's usually just that they look a bit different or something, you know what I mean? So you can always save money doing that. So that was a great price. Apples, I got Pink Lady apples, which we absolutely love, and they look all right. I had to go through the whole thing trying to find, you know, ones that weren't bruised and stuff, but it was only $1.89 a kilo. In Aldi, they were $4.79 for a kilo. So that's a huge difference. So all of these apples only cost me $2.48 for all of this. And there's over a kilo. There's actually 1.3 kilos here. So that's amazing. So that's really good. I think I got the zucchini there as well, and it's a really big zucchini. Okay, look at my hand there. It's a big zucchini. I need that for a couple of recipes, and I paid $2.56 for this one. And it was $8.99 a kilo, so that was good. Capsicums were cheap there as well, which is great. Look at them, they look great. Sometimes it can be hit and miss with capsicums, no matter where you go. Like, you've got to, you know, as long as they've rotated and stuff, it's usually pretty good, but not all the supermarkets rotate well. I'll say the people in the supermarkets, not the supermarkets, the staff, you know. But these were really good there today. Like, they were so good. I'm considering going back and actually getting some for my stockpile stuff when I do my stockpile shop up this week as well. But these two, so for 2 of those was only, where's the price, $3.15, and they were only $6.99 a kilo. Now in Aldi, I think it was at least $10 a kilo. This is a great price, because do you remember when I was buying them and one was costing me nearly $5? So that's a really good cheap thing that we got there. Onions, you know, I normally buy the what are they, the bag of frozen cut up onions, which I like to buy. It's $2 in the supermarket, and because you don't have to cut anything off, what you've got in the bag is what you've paid for. It's good. With these, obviously I'm going to peel them, cut the end off, all of that. There is going to be a bit of wastage, so you're paying for parts that you're not going to actually have. But in order to try to bring down the budget a bit, or bring down my spending a bit, I got 4 of these. I probably only needed 3, to be honest, but I got 4, and that was 88 cents for the 4, which is amazing. So it was, what was it, $1.49 a kilo, which is not bad. That's pretty good. So I think in those bags you get about half a kilo for $2. So this is obviously a much better deal. I'm just going to be crying a lot with it, but I'll suck it up. And then the cucumber here, actually ended up getting that at Aldi, because it was, how much was that? I think that was about $2.50-ish at Aldi. At the fruit and veg shop they had them, but the price was a bit higher, I think, so I just thought I'd wait till Aldi, so I got that. Oh, and I got lettuce. I need to get that out of the fridge. I did get this bag of lettuce. I just put it in the fridge while I was unpacking all the groceries. This has actually come down in price. It used to be about $3, I think, for the butter leaf blend. This one was $2.49. Now, I was actually going to get just iceberg because that would have been $2 for the bag, but they were out of all the lettuces apart from 2 bags of this. So I just grabbed what I could, and this is what we're going to use. So, but I'm still okay with that price. $2.49 is cheaper than what it's been. So that's been really good. So I got 1 packet of that from Aldi, that was. I'm going to tell you next what I actually got from Woolworths. So I got 1 loaf of the Tip Top bread, and that was $3.70. So you know I normally buy this because of the size of it. It's bigger, it always stays fresh, it's really good. For the challenge this week, I actually got 2 of the Aldi loaves, which are only $1.49. Like, they're so cheap. I got them. These are okay if I make freezer sandwiches for school and that this week. If I make them tonight and freeze them, the bread will stay fresh, like when they, you know, defrost and they have them for lunch and stuff. But otherwise, this bread, it's good for toasting for sure, but this bread for sandwiches is no good in a couple of days. Like, it's just not, it just dries out and it's not as good as this one. However, if you're on a budget and you're trying to obviously do the challenge, then, you know, this is a good option from Aldi. And Kohls and Woolworths have a similar sort of brand. I think this is about $1.60 though. It's more expensive. But I got those. I did get 1 Tip Top just because Johnny, he just prefers the bigger slices and things. So that's really for him, thinking about him when he has toast, or if he makes a sandwich or something as well, then he'll have this. So I bought that for him, thinking that this week. And then what else did I get from Woolworths? I got 2 of the tomato soups here, which we're going to have on one dinner night with cheese toasties. These are only $1.80. The Campbell's soup is so good. The Campbell's soup is the best, whether it's this one or whether it's the bigger cans, that if you can get them on special is really good, like the pumpkin, the vegetable ones. Like, there's lots of different ones. They're really, really good soups. I love them. The kids love this the most. Like, they pretty much won't eat the other ones, but they'll eat tomato soup. They like it. So that's why I went with this, and this is on the menu plan for one of the nights. So I got 2 of those. That should do the 4 of us. Also at Woolworths, I got cocoa powder. So I got some of this is $4. Now that's going to obviously last longer than this week. I bought it so I could make chocolate cake for our afternoon tea. Now whenever I've purchased cakes in the past, like the Costco ones, for example, the muffins, and I've cut them up, it does work out cheaper buying them from Costco than me making everything, because I would have to go out and purchase this, my flour, my sugar, the eggs, the milk, all of that, butter or whatever, all of that. It does work out more expensive. Some of the stuff will go past the first time, obviously, like sugar and flour and stuff like that, but you usually have to always buy more eggs and milk and margarine, whatever you're using, do you know what I mean? So it does most of the time work out more expensive. Plus, if you're making muffins with fruit in them, obviously that's definitely going to be more expensive. So there's the 2 options, but for the challenge, I've purchased this, decided, you know, try to keep this going for the next few weeks, which I think it will. So $4 for that one. I got the 2 fruits here. There's 10 little tubs in here, and that's $5. That's at Woolworths. That's a great deal. I don't think I've seen that anywhere else. I did try to get this at Costco, actually, a similar one, but I think the price was more expensive. So this is a good deal and another good fruit option, because obviously in the challenge budget, there wasn't room for strawberries and berries because it's just so expensive. So I got this, and we've got apples as well, which I'll talk about. But that was Woolworths. And then Vegemite, this is only very small because of the budget this week. $3.80 for this little one. We do have Vegemite obviously in the cupboard, but obviously I'm going from scratch for you guys to cost everything out. $3.80 for this. So if you're on a tight budget, Vegemite for us, we have it on toast, we have it on crumpets, we have it on rice cakes, we have it on crackers, we have it on a lot of things. We like it on a lot of things. So it's always something we go through very quickly and a lot of. This probably won't last us too long. So if you can afford to do a bigger one, obviously get a bigger one. But we've got this one. This one I'll probably, just because I do have Vegemite in the cupboard, it'll definitely last longer than the week, that's for sure. But I might put this little jar, just because I've got one open, I'll put this away in the cupboard, and we might even take that on our holiday coming up at the end of the year, because it's a good size for travel, so we'll do that one. I did get Vegeta because I was completely out, plus it's part of the challenge. This is great. It's not cheap. It's $4.50. However, It's like it's a seasoning basically. I use this on roast potatoes, tastes so good. I use it in different recipes. I use it in my hamburger recipe, I'm pretty sure it's in that. It's in the Chavapi recipe, which is on the VIP lounge, but it's a good seasoning for certain things, for sure. Like you can use it on a lot of things, in soups and stuff. It's a great one to have. So I did get this because I'm going to use that obviously this week in the challenge and hopefully in the weeks ahead as well. Moving on to Kohls. Kohls actually went specifically in for this Sultana brand. It is a big box, 700 grams, so one of the bigger boxes you can get in the supermarket. It was half price for $3.85. So as part of the challenge, because my kids love cereal, they eat mostly that, this will last us for the next week or so. So that's a good one. It was just going to last longer, so I grabbed this bigger one. For that price, it's good. If in the challenge, I would not have actually obviously paid full price for it, because it would have been like, what's that, $7 something for it. So it just was a better deal at Kohls to get this week. So that's what I got for the cereal. What else did I get at Kohls? I got something else. Oh, I also got the Bird's Eye peas and corn. Now here's the thing, with the challenge, because I know someone will say this, with the challenge, yes, I could have saved more money if I'd purchased the home brand peas and corn or the Aldi peas and corn. Here's the difference. There's always being cheap for things, but there's also being frugal. And frugal doesn't mean get the cheapest thing possible. It means getting value as well. In my case, with us, when we've actually purchased and I've gone back to cheaper brands, the vegetables just were very bland, didn't have that much taste. Even Johnny and I didn't want to finish our vegetables off our plate, so there was a lot of wastage. So it was a very bad thing to do. Like, it wasn't a good deal to actually buy the cheaper. So we like Bird's Eye. The kids will finish the veggies off their plate. Like, it's just much different in like taste, do you know what I mean, like the quality and stuff in the frozen veggies for Bird's Eye. Love them. However, this bag, it's a 1 kilo bag, is $5.50. So it is more expensive to purchase, but in the long run it works out better because we're not throwing food out. Like, it just works better. So you've got to weigh it up on what you're doing, but you know, you want to be smart. You don't want to just buy cheap stuff that people aren't going to eat and you're going to throw it out. Like, that's a silly thing to do. So even though this is a bit more costly for the challenge, this was a better deal for us. Right, so Aldi is the last of everything that I got, so I'm going to show you that. Eggs, I don't know what's going on with eggs, but Aldi even didn't have anything really there. They only had this pack here. So this is a new brand that they've had in Aldi for quite some time. I don't know what's going on with eggs. Maybe they can't get them in and stuff. It's always very empty. It was dearer than normal too. This was about $4.10 or something for 600 gram eggs. It says large. See that large 600 gram eggs? You want to go, and it is free range, but I still would have bought the cheaper ones because if I'm on a budget, I'm on a budget, right? However, this is all that was available. You want to make sure, if you're making cakes and things, you want to make sure you've got the 600 gram eggs, because when they ask for in a recipe to put in 3 eggs, they usually mean 600 gram eggs. So you want to have the right size for those things. And I'm cooking cake and stuff like that this week, so this is definitely the size that I needed to get. But it was the only option too that was at Aldi, so I had to go with this. So I got that one. For meats this week, I got a few different things I'm doing things with. Definitely have a look at that video from yesterday to see what I've actually got meal planned. But the marinated chicken drumsticks were on there. I knew that how much this was from Aldi, and I knew how much it would go for us. Like, this will do us, for a family of 4, this would definitely do one night. For us, it'll probably be like one night and some leftover for tomorrow or something like that. But just because we've got younger kids. But it's very nice, it's really delicious, it's affordable. So this whole pack here, it has gone up. It's $7.99 now. Now it used to be $6.99, so it's gone up about $1, but it's still great. Easier, you don't have to buy sauces to marinate or anything. It's actually cheaper for me to buy it like this than it was for me to buy a marinating sauce and buy the drumsticks separately and do it all like that. Like, it was much better. So it still works out a good deal for me. So I got that. I got 24 sausages here that will be made up into different things. I did get the mince, like I said. Now this was $6.49 per 500 grams. So I actually was going to buy the 2 kilo for $22, because if you buy it per kilo, it's only $10.99 a kilo at Aldi. So that's cheaper than Kohls and Woolworths for sure. And it's great mince, like it, it's great. However, they didn't have it in the store. They were out of it again. They've been out of it for some time. I don't know whether they only get a little bit in and people are buying it. and I'm just missing out when I get in there, but this is all I actually could get. So instead of getting 2 kilos, I only got 1.5. So my plan is, this is for 3 different meals. Whereas before I was going to use 1 kilo for spaghetti bolognese and cross it over into the week after as well. Can't do that now, so it's just going to be this. However, what I could do to make this stretch further is actually serve this, instead of just having it on pasta, we could have this some on pasta, just a little bit, and have some side salad or veggies with it as well, and that would stretch it out further. So that's a good option to do if you're trying to stretch out your spaghetti bolognese. Block cheese at Aldi's actually come down. This is $5.29 for, this is I think it's, yeah, 500 gram. This is a really nice cheese. We like it, the kids like it. Isabella does prefer the slices, but with the challenge, I just wanted to buy 1 lot of cheese. So I got this one because we'll put it on crackers and do lots of different things with it. But $5.29, which is a great price. Ham is, this is under $5. I think it's like $4.99. I went through the normal plain ham because what I do is I always pick them up like this and have a look at the ham on this side before I purchase. But the blue one, that was looking like they had sort of hard bits in them, so all from the same batch in the blue one. So I went for the honey leg ham. Same price, still nice, everything. I just prefer the plain, but this is still really good. So I just went with this one. This is 400 grams. This will last longer than this week. It will. So that's great. That's going to go into next week as well. Yogurts, I didn't get pouches, obviously, because of the challenge. This is much cheaper. And we did buy these about a week or so ago. I bought them to see if Isabella would like them. We were on school holidays too. We didn't need the pouches. However, I think now I could probably put this in her lunchbox and she'd be fine. Like, there's no issue. I could put it in the top with the ice pack. So it's a cheaper option, obviously. In this pack, there's, 4 strawberry, 4 banana, and 4 vanilla, which kids all love, which is really good. And this is $4.69. So I got that one. It's the Brooklyn brand. It's really nice. Still really good. $2.39 for this now. This is really good if you're on a budget and you just want margarine. $1 kilo for that one. Now my plan is, you'll notice in this I didn't buy salt and pepper because I'm probably going to use this most of the time, and I also didn't buy any oils to cook with because I just thought I'll use this if I need to for anything, because most of the time with meats, not with the sausages, like if I'm doing like sausages in a pan, but the meats and stuff I usually cook in water, so for me I don't need it. However, if you need something and you don't want to buy oil, like I looked at oil and it was just really expensive. Like, it wasn't, you know, to actually go with the challenge this week, it wasn't something to put in. Like, this would be a smarter move. So I got this one. Anyway, it's 1 kilo. It tastes nice. Like, it's not like the home brand Kohls and Woolworths ones that are much smaller. They're really bland and don't have much taste. This is really good. So I grabbed that one. Milk has gone up. So for 2 litres now at Aldi, it's $3.09. I think at Kohls and Woolworths it's $3.10. It's only 1 cent difference. So that's gone up from what, $2.59 or $2.69. So it's a big jump. There is some missing because Joseph just had a drink before. Hopefully this lasts me the week. So I don't know. I think I'll probably be able to stretch it out until we get to the next shop for next week. But it was all that I could do in the budget this week. So we've got those. Saladas I actually got at Aldi for $2.99. So they've gone up slightly too. At Aldi, you used to be able to get them for about $2.50. So they've gone up to $2.99. But it was better because I looked at other options, like cheaper options, but the packs were half the size. This is 250 grams. So it was a better deal. It's going to be for, you know, morning tea, afternoon tea, snacky type things with spreads, like with Vegemite or cheese, you know, that kind of thing. So that's going to go with fruits and cake and all that kind of stuff. So it's a good pack. That should last us the week doing that. The fruit I went through, I think all this I went through, well, icing sugar. I paid a little bit more than I wanted to for icing sugar because I got this in Aldi. However, this is 1 kilo. So it's double the size of what I would have got that I looked at Kohls and Woolworths. So if you work out per kilo and stuff, it works out cheaper. This was about $3 for this. This will last me, obviously, well beyond this week. So it's still a good one to actually have. I did get some self-raising flour. I got 2 kilos of it because I'm cooking cakes and stuff like that. So I don't know, I thought maybe I might go through more than just the 1 lot, even for this week, because I'm making cakes. $1.09 for this, so at Aldi, which is a great price. Sugar, This is a 2 kilo pack and it was $2.09, so that's a great price for 2 kilos, so that was really good. Noodles, they're still up at their higher price, which is nearly double what it used to be. It's $1.89 for these, so I got 2 of those. They're on the menu for lunches for weekend. So obviously in the challenge, that's what we're doing. However, on a normal week, we would probably have that on one day and then have something else on the other day. But I've just scheduled this in. The kids love these, so that will make them happy. Pasta spirals. This was like 79 cents, I think. It was really cheap. I think the actual spaghetti, which I've been buying quite often, I think that's about 99 cents. I think it's more expensive. But we went with the spirals because we like the spirals, and that will do us definitely for a spaghetti bolognese. We don't even use a whole pack. So if I'm stretching it out, like I said, with just that 500 gram mince, I could probably get maybe nearly the 2 weeks out of this. I don't know, we'll see, especially if I'm serving it with other things on the plate. But this was just a good cheap option at Aldi, and it's a nice pasta too. Like, we bought the Woolworths one and it was awful. It was so terrible. I couldn't even eat it. Like, I threw it out. This is delicious, so I bought that one. Beetroot from Aldi was only like 85 cents for the can for 450 grams. This is going to be used on hamburgers. I did get some beef stock, which was under $2. I think it's like $1.89 or $1.99 for that. These are stock cubes. Stock cubes are great because you just add them with water, and they probably aren't as rich in taste, obviously, as the Campbell's actual stock that's made from, you know, proper stock. It's not stock flavor, like it's actually proper stock. But if you want a cheaper option, this is a good thing. They have vegetable, they have chicken, and they have beef. So I use this quite often. It's just good to have in the cupboard on hand for sure, especially if you only need, you know, a smaller amount of stock too. You're not opening a big container of it. This is good. So I got that one from Aldi. And then just the bread, like I said, from Aldi. But otherwise, I think that's everything. Potatoes. I was just putting the groceries away and I forgot to say the potatoes. So I bought the potatoes, brushed potatoes, loose because I thought I could control how much I was spending a bit better. However, it probably worked off worse off because I got nearly 2.5 kilos here for $6.32, whereas I would have got, I think it's a 4 kilo bag, or maybe it's only a 3 kilo bag, for about the same price. Like, it's not that much cheaper, me buying it this way. The bag per kilo, I think it's like $2.16, but I just thought I would be able to manage it better, sort of working out how many potatoes and the sizes and things according to the meals I was having. So this was probably not a smart purchase doing it that way. I probably should have got that bigger bag. However, the other thing, a bit like the peas and corn, at least when I picked these, I knew, like, I knew the quality I was getting, and I know that this, like, they don't feel soft or anything, whereas sometimes when you buy the bags, you get potatoes in there that feel a bit soft and you end up throwing them out anyway. So by picking them separately, it's probably a smarter move because they're probably going to last longer. For me, I just put them in this Kmart container, put a lid on it, and put it in the bottom of my pantry on the floor where it's nice and cool and dark, and they last a really long time for me. So, and I actually put the onions in here as well, and I have no issues with putting them both together. They both last a really good amount of time. So I don't know, it's 2 and 2 for that one. I don't know which one's smarter, but I guess when it comes to the quality control and knowing I'm probably not going to throw any out, this way was a bit better, but it was still up there. $6.32 for all of these. I'll tell you how much I spent in a minute, but I just wanted to show you this. This is in yesterday's video. This is my magnetic like meal plan. So when I fill out my printables, I transfer things onto this. It's on my fridge. I've got the calendars and today's plan and shopping list and all that here as well. But what I want to say is, I showed you this yesterday. I'm going to have to swap a couple of things around. I'm going to have to swap spaghetti bolognese and the chicken drumsticks with salad and veg here. I'm going to swap those around because I'm going to have to make that spaghetti bolognese, that 500 grams of mince, I'm going to make that stretch further into next week. So to do that, I'm going to serve it with, obviously, some salad and stuff, so it will stretch further. So I'm just going to swap them around. Well, I'll just do an arrow. Basically, I'm trying to do this one-handed while I film for you. There we go. So that's gonna happen, so I'll know. So that's just what I'm gonna do to try to save some money next week, obviously, when I have my $100 challenge budget again. So total spent was $149.01. So still over my $100 budget, which was the challenge, but less than what I actually estimated I was going to spend, which was like 156 or something like that. However, guys, this is what you need to remember. So if you just started this and it's something you're going to try and do and follow, I've bought obviously everything from scratch. You might already have this stuff, so you should spend less. Another point to make is, you know, I always say please shop fortnightly, do the top-up shop thing. You know, you'll save money, you'll be able to plan better, all of that. What I'll be doing with this is next week I'll be trying to show you guys that you can switch from shopping weekly to fortnightly by doing this. So we've shopped this week and we've overspent, but there are so many things in that shop that you can now write on your shopping from the pantry, printable. So you're looking at your fridge, freezers and pantry, seeing what you've got and seeing what you can use out of that still for the next week. So that's what you'll be doing, and that's what you'll be planning ahead. So you slowly build up. If you're just starting, you slowly build up a pantry, a freezer, all of that like storage stuff, and you can use that in your next shops, and that's where it's going to help you save money, budget better, all of that. So next week I'm really hoping to get close to that $100 mark. I mean, it's a stretch with the prices and things going up and all of that. Like, I couldn't believe the margarine went up again. It used to be like $1.50, so it's pretty crazy. But there are plenty of things in there I can sort of, I'll say plenty, but it wasn't a huge shop. But you know, I'm just obviously had meal planned for the very basics: breakfast, lunch, dinner, morning tea, afternoon tea, obviously. So if you had nothing, that will at least feed you and give you something. Do you know what I mean? But I'm hoping next week, obviously, I'll be able to go through what I've got left, which I'm going to assume maybe I might have some mince if I, you know, change it to where we're having, you know, a little bit of bolognese with salad, and I've just made that change on my menu. Flour, I should have flour left. What else have we got? Margarine, obviously I'm going to have some of that left. Sugar I'm going to have left. So there are a few things that I can do with those things now, which should just follow on. So that's going to save me money just right there. So hoping this all works out. It is tough. It's tough to have a proper, I'll say balanced. I know it's not perfect, but it is more than just having rice and beans for sure. So trying to eat like we normally eat, with fruits and veggies and just a variety of things, you know what I mean? It's very difficult. It really is for the price for the four of us right now. And I'm also, when I do this meal plan, I'm not meal planning 2 adults and 2 kids. I'm actually meal planning and portioning out for 4 adults, I'll say, because I know that a lot of you have much older kids and things, and so, you know, it needs to be more realistic for you guys. So that's why I've done it. So yeah, we'll see how we go. I think it'll be fine. Let's hope it'll be fine. But it's been fun to do the challenge anyway. Oh, someone's messaged me. I better get back to them. I will talk to you guys next time. If you want to check out, obviously, the whole how I went with meal planning and how my thoughts and everything, definitely have a look at that video. It's a very long video, but it's informative on how I get to that point. Do you know what I mean? Next week when I do the video, it won't be as long, obviously, because I'll just refer to the other video. But definitely come back next week, obviously, for my second week in my grocery challenge, and we'll see how we go. We'll see. Hopefully it's better. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you probably tomorrow. Look at me like I'm crazy when I shut my feelings out. You look at me like I'm different, still you stay cause you feel something real. Get so lost in my moments, doesn't mean I don't need you. I